Hi guys, just checking in. We are now in Florence. So let's back it up a bit and do a bit of a recap. Okay, so the last video I posted for you guys was that quick one when we went on our hike from Vernazza to Monterosso in the Cinque Terre. And yeah, it was incredible. It was a really tough grind. Like you start the hike by climbing up like a million stairs, and then it's pretty much like uphill, up like rock steps for like half an hour. And it was already really hot, even though it was only 9 a.m. when I took that video. It was probably, 2025 already. So it got really hot that day. The whole hike was about 3 kilometers, and it kind of went up, 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 and then kind of like this for like half an hour, and then it was like down, lots of down. And that was, yeah, I think it was 3 kilometers, and it took us about an hour and a half to do it, maybe a little less. So, but it was an incredible walk. The views were absolutely amazing. Not too difficult once you got up all, but there was a lot of sweating going on. So by the time we got to Monterosso, we all rented beach chairs and like promptly flopped down on the beach and went, and some of us had a little dip, and just because we're like nothing was open for lunch, and we realized it was only 10:15. It was like, oh, so that was the downside to getting in the early train in. But I'm really glad that we did, because it did get really hot. It was easily pushing 30. And so yeah, some of us spent the whole day on the beach, some of us just sort of explored around some of the other little towns. What you do is when you go, you get like this train pass, or it's the whole Cinque Terre pass, and it gives you access, unlimited access to the trains for the day, as well as you can take all the walking paths, at least the ones that are open, and visit all the towns and go to the parks and all this sort of thing. So I think I saw 4 of them. Yes, I stopped at everywhere except for Manarolo. So very cute, most of them very small, like 1 or 2 streets, and then you're done. So, and even those are often quite touristy. But the other challenging one I went to was, I can't remember what's it called, Cornigula, something like that. And it starts with the C. But it's got like just under 400 stairs that kind of like go like this all the way up. They are paved or bricked or whatever you want to call it, and there's railings, thank God. But I just kind of wanted to see if I could do it even after the hike. But I don't think I've ever been as sweaty as I was that day. Like, probably all in all, I probably walked at least 6 or 7 kilometers, and I was like drenched by the time we got back, because like I said, it was really hot. So around 5 o'clock, it was finally like, okay, I'm done. I can't do not another step. So back to the hotel, had a long cold shower, which was wonderful. And then started to develop this sinus thing. It seems to be the downside for me for air conditioning, because as soon as I leave like the hotel or whatever, it seems to clear up. But like at night, like to the morning, like when I woke up this morning, I was like so hoarse I almost had no voice at all. So I don't know what's going on, but at this point I will happily take some congestion and a sore throat, because we are now in Florence, fast forward a little bit, and it hit 36 degrees this afternoon. It's still 35 and it's already 6:30. So it's really hot here. Like, I'm talking hot. We don't have much of a breeze, and it's just freaking stinking sweaty hot. So, okay, but I jump ahead. Let's see. Okay, so last night, yes, we finished off at the Cinque Terre, and we went to this cool place that I think sort of roughly translates to the Inferno. And what it is you go like downstairs, you're like in a basement, and then like all the ceilings are like curved, and it's like brick, but like they're not very high, but it's like there's no menu, and they don't speak English much, but our guide has been there, and what you do is you order like traditional Italian, which is like you order a pasta first, and then a second, and then an extra side if you still want something else like a vegetable. And so what they do is the waiter comes to the table and like tells you what the options are that day, and then you can also buy some wine, and like the local wine was like so cheap. We bought like 2 liters for the table, and it ended up working out to like €1 for each of us, which was absurd. It was really nice. It was, I think it was a Chianti, but I'm not sure. But we've been trying to order a lot of the local regional wine wherever we go and try something different. And this one was pretty grapey, but very drinkable. So that was good. I ordered the regional special, which is the pesto, which in the Liguria region where the Cinque Terre is, and we were actually staying in La Spezia. But pesto is a big specialty to that area, and so the first, which is like the essentially like an appetizer to us, was like this huge bowl of like linguine with like this amazing pesto, and I was starving because I'd been hiking 6-7 kilometers, and like promptly inhaled the whole thing and was rather full by the time my second came. And my second was like supposed to be cod in a little bit of sauce with a few potatoes and olives, but it was like a whole plate of this stuff, so it was okay. But I really liked the pesto. Really liked the pesto. Cod was a little chewy, but we've been eating so much seafood on this trip. Oh my god, I've eaten more seafood in the last 2 weeks than I have probably in the last like 6 months at home. Like I thought I ate a lot of seafood, but I mean, if I'm honest with myself, I eat a lot of salmon and tuna, but here it was just like something different all the time. So I've tried, like crayfish and jumbo shrimp and prawns and rockfish and cod and all different kinds of fish, and it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it, but it's a lot of fish. Anyway, so we had a nice dinner, and then we went back and we had an early start this morning because we wanted to beat the heat and beat the rush. And so we got on the train at 8 in the morning and we went to Pisa. Again, also pushing 30 degrees and not much wind, and we were dying. So we checked all of our stuff at the train station. They have like a lock storage. You can pay to lock up your bags, and then we just ditched it all there and we went. Saw the famous Leaning Tower, and yes, I geeked out and made sure to bring my jersey, and took a picture of me doing super geeky stuff, which is like holding up the tower with my jersey on. So yes, I did that. Skipped climbing the tower because after all the climbing yesterday and the climbing I'm planning on tomorrow, figured that give my legs a rest day. So feeling a lot better than I did after that hike in the Nuria Valley though. So I think I'm getting used to all this walking stuff. So yeah, but I did buy the tickets to go in to see, like, they have this really old cemetery, like, and it's amazing. The majority of it was almost destroyed in World War II by a grenade that started a fire, but they've been working really hard on restoring it since then, and and it's really unique. I can't wait to show you guys the photos when I get back. And we also went into the baptistry where you get to hear the amazing acoustics that they have in there. So that was really neat too. The rest was pretty much just a walk around and really like the main square where you can see the cathedral, which was packed, and so I skipped it even though it was free today. And then other than climbing the tower, like pretty much it took about an hour and a half. Hang on, I'm getting a Skype call. I will continue this. To be continued.